Hello, friend. Today we find ourselves at a military training battlefield. Military training is held here today. One of the participants of the training is the tank. Look how accurately our tank shoots at targets. Unbelievable! It is very interesting. What are the different parts of the tanks? Let's assemble together and learn what parts make up a tank. Let's start with the base of the tank. We fasten the tank's chassis to it. There are 18 of them, 9 on the one side and 9 on the other. Now we will put the tank tracks on the tank. After this, it's time to put the protection panels on. Despite its size, the tank has good maneuverability. That's why we placed the rotary plate on. Now we will install the tank barrel and the machine gun. To get inside the tank, we will install 2 hatches. And of course, we cannot finish without the headlights, so we put on the front ones and the rear ones. The tank is ready! The tank is an armored combat vehicle on tracks with cannon armament. Protection of the tank is one of its main components, and it characterizes the ability of a machine to resist damage from the enemy's fire and save its combat capability. Yo, friend! It seems that I lost the tank from my sight. Can you see him? Here it is. It's all because of a system which makes the tank hard to detect. In other words, it is creating a camouflage coloring of our tank. It's incredible. None of the enemy will be able to identify our tank on the battlefield.
Hello, friend! Today we find ourselves at a military training battlefield. Military training is held here today. One of the trucks we have in training today is the armored car with a machine gun on the roof. Armored cars can go very fast, but unfortunately, these vehicles are designed for fairly good roads. Many armored cars cannot even budge on the sand, but we did it! It is very interesting. What parts does the armored car with a machine gun on the roof consist of? Let's assemble it together and learn what parts the armored car includes. We begin our build of the armored car with a body. We add it to the wheels. Now we install 2 bumpers, a front and a rear. We're done! For the military, we will also install seats. There are 4 pieces. And now we will put on the doors. There are also 4 pieces. On the roof of our military car, we install a machine gun. And then we install the armor for the gun that will protect our soldiers. So we can move as safely as possible, we establish the mirrors. The armored car may be on the battlefield at any time of day or night, so we definitely need the best lights and lanterns. Well, look at that! The armored car with a machine gun on the roof is ready. The armored car's driver sits in a secured cockpit at the center of the machine, and behind him is the commander, who is performing his duties as a gunner. The armored car is often compared with a tank. Let's see which one of them would be better in a race. The armored car moves faster and easier than the tank. Due to the great weight of the tank, the engine is very stressed due to its high load. But this tank can drive through literally anything without stopping, while the armored car cannot. Thus, each of these vehicles has its advantages and disadvantages. Hello, friend! Today we find ourselves at a military training battlefield. Military training is held here today. One of the vehicles we have in training today is a military helicopter. Some military helicopters can weigh more than 11 tons. Wowie zowie! That is so heavy! So, how does something that gigantic fly through the air? How interesting. But what parts does the military helicopter consist of? Let's put it together and learn what parts make up this military helicopter. We begin putting together our helicopter from the body, which will continue to strengthen all of the parts. We then set up the 2 seats. Now we set the 2 control panels. I mean, who doesn't like to push buttons? Now it's time to install the door. A must-have part of the military helicopter is an engine, but this engine is also known as a turbine. The next step, we set up the propellers. One main one at the top of the helicopter, and one on the tail. And on either side of the body, we set up the wings. Further, on each side, we put a machine gun. And 4 missiles. Whoa! Be careful, they're dangerous. To climb into the cab of our military helicopter, we set footrests. And now, my good friend, let's set up the gun. Also, in the front of this helicopter, we install security cameras and lighting. The military helicopter is ready. The main advantage of the helicopter is its ability to perform a takeoff and a landing vertically. That means straight up and down. They can take off and land anywhere there's a flat area. That's so cool! This helicopter can also fly forwards, backwards, and sideways. In addition to this, it can hover in the same place in the air. No way! This is so cool! Hello, friend! Today we find ourselves at a military training battlefield. Military training is held here today, but one of the vehicles we have in training today is an unmanned aerial vehicle, also known as a UAV. The unmanned aerial vehicle is designed for aerial filming, surveillance, and really anything else we can tell it to do, which it does live. Well, how interesting is that? But what parts does this unmanned aerial vehicle consist of? Let's put it together and learn what parts the unmanned aerial vehicle includes. We begin our build of the unmanned aircraft from the base, which will continue to strengthen all of the parts. We then set the two wings. Now we set the chassis. One in the front. And two behind. Now it's time to install the most expensive and the most fragile part of the unmanned aerial vehicle, the tracking camera. The unmanned aircraft has a turbine for the screw. Now we set the rockets. Two double and two single. But be careful! In the back of the case of the UAV, we set the plumage. With our model, we installed a satellite dish and some different sensors. And after this, we close the lid. The unmanned aerial vehicle is ready! The unmanned aerial vehicle can reach speeds of up to 60 miles per hour. Wow, that's fast! Look at the unmanned aerial vehicle hovering above the clouds. How beautiful! As you remember, we set the camera on the model. But why do we need it? With this, we can observe everything that's happening on the ground from very high up, as well as record videos, thanks to this beautiful camera. And because it's connected to the satellite, the UAV can always tell us where it is. Hi friend! Today we find ourselves at a military training battlefield. Military training is held here today. One of the trucks we have in training is a buggy. The first buggy appeared in the 1950s in the United States for the production of the first buggy, also known as the Volkswagen Beetle. But everyone knows that the name Volkswagen Beetle is just too long, so it got a nickname, the Volkswagen Bug. And then it got a shorter one, the Buggy, and even shorter still in the name Bug. It is very interesting. What parts does the buggy consist of? Let's assemble it together and learn what parts the buggy includes. We begin to assemble our buggy with the base. We fasten it to the rear part with the exhaust pipes. We set up 3 seats, 2 at the bottom, 1 on the top for the machine gunner. Something that our military buggy needs is a protective frame. And now we set the 4 wheels. Don't forget the spare 5th. In buggies, there is a very good system of storage for cargo and ammunition. We install it. Now we set the front bumper. And of course, we need to install the lights so they can even see in the dark. So in the front and the rear, and finally the lights in the frame. And the most important part, the gun. The buggy is ready. Beep beep! Buggy can ride on the sand dunes and also climb very steep slopes. Just look at it go! Wow, that's incredible! He is very quick and agile. Wicked awesome! Hello, friend! Today we find ourselves at a military training battlefield. Military training is held here today. One of the participants of the training is the mobile rocket launcher. Look at this! It is so big and powerful, it's unbelievable! It's very interesting though. What parts does the mobile rocket launcher consist of? Let's assemble it together and learn what parts the mobile rocket launcher includes. The rocket launcher consists of 2 main parts, a tractor trailer with a gun, and we begin our assembly with the tractor. Towards the bottom, we fasten the cab for the driver of the tractor. And then we set the seats. And now the doors! It's time to set the wheels now. They have 8 tractor units, 4 on one side and 4 on the other side. And of course, we cannot do this without the headlights. Then we install the gas tank. The tractor is ready. Let's start the trailer assembly with its foundation. Then we install support. These pieces have trailer 2 on each side. Now we set the wheels, 2 on one side and 2 on the other side. For supplying power to launch missiles, we need a generator. We set the taillights to the movement of our rocket launcher as to make it as secure as possible. Finally, we set the rocket launcher with rockets. It consists of 4 parts. And the mobile missile launcher is finally ready! Now it's time to make a test missile launch. But first, we need to make all the preparation. So, 3, 2, 1, go! Well, it's time to say goodbye, friend. Now you know what parts the mobile rocket launcher consists of. Like this video and subscribe to my channel. See you soon. Bye-bye!